to get myself ready. Is this all my stuff? My drinking stuff? Wow. Okay. Can you all hear me? Okay. I have to apologize. I have I have a cold, and I'm a little nasally and a little weak, but I couldn't. There's no way I could have gotten out of this talk. So so I'll do the best I can. Usually I lose my voice anyway at the end of talks, so we'll see what happens. Yeah. Okay. 1, 2. Good. So that's one thing I wanted to say. I apologize. I was thinking about the term griot, and I thought sort of what I see myself doing is sort of giving a little story or history of the black body, but also the white gaze or whiteness, which I see as both of them being inextricably linked. We can talk about that. Also, I don't typically provide trigger warnings or anything. I'm not sure where I stand on trigger warnings, but just wanted to say that my language tends to be a bit blatant. I thought it was pretty blatant during the dinner. So there's some consistency. For those who don't understand that laughing, sorry. Insider kind of thing. But I just want to apologize in advance if there's anybody who is offended by anything that I have to say here. Okay, so let's see how my voice does. So I argue that parrhesia, or fearless or courageous speech, is so important when discussing issues regarding race and racism and whiteness. But along with fearless speech, we need fearless or courageous listening, which I see as an openness to have one's assumptions shattered, one's self fissured, to have one's sense of ethical certainty called into question, to have one's self touched to the point of vertigo, and perhaps even crisis. Part of courageous speech in philosophy is to be a troublemaker, contemporary gadfly. Being a troublemaker involves risk. As for academics, by troublemaker, I don't mean being clever or showing us how good you are at refuting the arguments of your colleagues. More is at stake. Bell Hooks says that she came to theory because she was hurting, because she was in pain. How many of us here, in this room, in this space, come to education because we're hurting, or in pain, or because we suffer? So for me, I'm going off track a little bit here, but for me to do philosophy is a side of suffering. I can follow that up with some stories later. I just want to get through this first, but for me it is about suffering. It's about carrying the weight of the world in a certain kind of way. Frantz Fanon, author of Black Skin, White Masks, says, quote, "I want my voice to be harsh. I don't want it to be beautiful. I don't want it to be pure," end quote. I fear that I will not leave you, especially white people, with much hope after this talk. We need something far more dangerous, something far more disconcerting, unnerving, alarming, traumatic. It seems to me that what I'm suggesting here is compatible with parrhesia. When it comes to discussing issues regarding race and racism, within contexts like this one, white people mustn't be like Odysseus, who dared to be adventurous and yet remain safe. They must allow the sirens to sing to them without the safety of a mast, without plugging up their ears with wax. When it comes to intimate and courageous discussions regarding race, how it is lived and how it is experienced and how it is avoided, white people ought to allow for the strength of the aleatoric, the unpredictable spaces of openness to fracture calcified norms and unproductive sedimented practices. White people must be daring, they must be vulnerable, which means that they must be open to be wounded. Indeed, they must be open to die. To die to their stubbornness, to die to their denials, to die to their innocence, to die to their epistemological ignorance, to die to their arrogance, to die to their narcissism, to die to their Procrustean assumptions, to die to their fears, to die to their color evasion, to die to their denials, to die to their self-righteousness, to die to their philosophical purity, to die to their illusions of safety, to die to all of those tricks that they play to convince themselves that they are fine, that they are the good ones, the sophisticated ones. So I have a little small task for you. It's something that I've always asked my audiences to do. I don't know if I did this when I was here back in 2013, but I want you all to look at each other. No, just kind of look. No, you haven't looked at anybody yet. Good. Okay, you can stop looking. Having looked, really looked, I just want you to bear in mind, keep in mind that 100 years from now, I'm pretty sure that none of us in this room will be alive. We'll all be dead, rotting corpses. Just want you to take that in. And maybe when I talk about my passion in philosophy, I can speak to that in terms of my being a young boy and being obsessed about the very reality of death. So it seems to me then that what we do between birth and the grave is so incredibly vital, because at some point, as philosopher Cornel West is fond of saying, quote, "We will become the culinary delight of terrestrial worms." And West, by the way, sees this as a very funky place, just as our being born between urine and feces is also a very funky place. Always make exceptions here. Are there any C-section? So at least 3 of you all missed the funk. Sorry. This small exercise is not about nihilism. It's not to play jokingly with our human condition, but it's about creating in us a sense of shared vulnerability and thereby a shared sense of commonality. The point here is that we ought to tarry with our finitude, because this life, this moment, right here, right now, is perhaps all that we will ever have. I know about risk and the failure of others to listen courageously. For example, I published a piece on Trayvon Martin in the New York Times in a section called The Stone. The article generated over 600 comments. One white person wrote to me, quote, "Your stock in trade is white guilt. Your vision of justice is payback. Whitey is the cause of all your problems. You peddle your racial hatred. That makes you a racist, the very evil you accuse me of. I read your screed on a summer's eve. You write like one. There's a special place in hell for those who lead others astray. Say hi to Teddy Kennedy and Hitler when you get there."
Oh my God.
But that's actually very nice. Okay. Some of you may also know that I wrote in 2015 a very controversial letter called Dear White America, which generated over 2,000 comments at the Stone New York Times. For that piece, I received tons of hate mail, really vitriolic white supremacist shit in my university inbox, voicemail, even snail mail. So in some cases, white people would actually write letters, take them to the post office, put a stamp on the envelope, just to call me a nigger in writing. As some of you might also know, police presence was necessary during some of my public talks. I was told the FBI got involved. White supremacist websites discussed the letter. And I was invited to appear on Fox News and other social media outlets, all of which I decided to decline. So here are a few of those responses that I received from white readers. And by the way, the book version of this was supposed to be into the publisher by the end of March, so it's going to be a little long. It's going to be called Dear White America. So I'm only giving you just a fraction of some of those responses. Voice messages. Quote, "Dear nigger professor, you are a fucking racist. You are a piece of shit destroying the youth of this country. You are neither American nor African. You are pure 100% nigger. You would never marry outside your nigger race. That's a fact. You're a fucking smug nigger. You are uneducated with education. You are a fucking animal, just like all black people in the United States of America, including that nigger Kenyan that was born in fucking Kenya, that has usurped the White House. Yes, it is called the White House for a reason, because white people made this country great, you fucking nigger." End quote. Quote, "Hey Georgie boy, you're the fucking racist asshole. You wouldn't have a job if it wasn't for affirmative action. Somebody needs to put a boot up your ass and knock your fucking head off your shoulders, you stupid fucking goddamn son of a bitch. You fucking race-baiting son of a bitches. Man, you're just asking to get your fucking asses kicked. You need your fucking asses kicked, you stupid motherfucker. Quit fucking race baiting, asshole. End quote. Inbox messages. Quote, Professor Yancy, all of your studies have forced me to examine my self-image and my white racist mind. You clearly state that no matter what I think, I am a racist. Okay, cool. Thank you for clearing that up. Now I am forced to say, because you tell me I can say nothing else, fuck you, nigger. As always, the white guy. End quote. White supremacist websites. Quote, cunts like this ain't philosophers. They just hate white people. Simple. He should fuck off to Africa if he doesn't like living in a white country. End quote. Quote, this ugly fucking nigger, whenever I read that one I go, ugly? just to get a little sense of humor from that one. I mean, have you checked my webpage out or what? Anyway, so this ugly fucking nigger is just asking for access to more white females. So I think we need to talk about that. How do you write a letter called Dear White America, in which you're basically arguing that to be white is to be racist? How does that function as an invitation to sleep with more white women? In a sane world, this ugly nigger would be just beheaded ISIS style. Make America white again. End quote. Quote, you should go fuck yourself, okay? Just go fuck yourself. You're a racist. You're the racist fucking prick here. You're exactly the problem. So why don't you and Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackoffson all get together and circle jerk and shoot your fucking nut on each other's faces, racist faces. You got the NAACP, you got the Black Congressional Caucus, you got BET Television, you've got every fucking thing. I don't owe you a motherfucking thing, asshole. You're the fucking racist, you dick. End quote. Quote, this nigger needs to have a meat hook, lovingly. Well, you know, time to use your own imagination. End quote. Quote, this belief that niggers can even reason is blatant pseudo-intellectualism. End quote. Quote, you can dress a nigger up in a suit and tie, and there'll still be niggers. End quote. Quote, this coon is a philosopher in the same way Martin King was a PhD, in the same way that Jesse Jackson and Al Sharpton are reverends. Just another jive-ass nigger with a new way to pimp. End quote. Many of you might also know that I wrote an article for the Times entitled I'm a Dangerous Professor in 2016. That article was in response to the fact that my name recently appeared on what is called the Professor Watch List, which is a new conservative website created by a conservative youth group known as Turning Point USA. The job of the Watch List is to monitor professors who teach so-called leftist propaganda. One, I don't call myself a leftist, nor am I a liberal, but there it is. From my knowledge, I am the only Emory professor who was listed. In my article, I argue that the watch list is indicative of the madness of George Orwell's 1984. While I received hundreds of positive responses from people from all around the world who thought that I was courageous for writing the article, there was one message that I received from a white male who apparently discovered Dear White America for the very first time, because there was a hyperlink there. So he wrote, quote, I read your rant regarding white people, and I'm proud to inform you that I will never feel any guilt or shame for being white or who I am. Fuck you, you race-baiting piece of shit. You're just another nigger with a chip on his shoulder, just looking for excuses to justify his hatred. And guess what, asshole? Nobody white gives a fuck what you think. I'll repeat that one. Nobody white gives a fuck what you think. My only regret is that I didn't hear your bullshit in person, so I could call you a fucking nigger to your face, you worthless bitch, and then kick your black ass until you were half dead. Fuck off, boy. End quote. So I want you to tarry with that, to know that this is not something out of the 1930s or the 60s, but that last one was sent to me just roughly 8 weeks ago. So welcome to America. White America. After so much unmitigated white hatred, I spoke with white intellectuals who had been threatened after writing controversial articles that attempted to speak parrhesiastically. I was able to gain a sense of comfort. I felt less alienated. What became clear to me, though, is that none of my white colleagues had experienced, and these are people like Peter Singer, Noam Chomsky, they had not experienced racialized trauma. The objective here is not to judge who suffered more, me or my white colleagues. Rather, it's important to recognize specifically white racist hatred, the white racist hatred that I encountered. How my black body was assaulted. The white bodies of my white colleagues were threatened, but not in virtue of their being white. So for me, my black body is further concretized at the level of the epidermis in its dehumanization. It is not just a body, but the body. There's a sense in which the white body, as white, is still spared. I had not anticipated the onslaught of vile and racist discourse. I had not anticipated how this would have or would leave a wound, would traumatize. My physiology registered the wounds, mood swings, irritability, trepidation, disgust, anger, nausea. On one white supremacist website, the white writer wrote, nigger, 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 nigger. Literally, it went down the page. That was his response, or her response, to Dear White America. And perhaps some of you are thinking, the messages are from the real racists, not us. Well, let's talk about some white students. My white students are always reminding me that they are not racists. We've made progress, they say. We're not like our parents and grandparents. We live in a post-racial America in which you can be whatever you want, if you only try hard enough. We never own black people. We don't use the N-word. We have plenty of black friends. We love rap music. And we date blacks, Asians, and Latinos. So when it comes to race and racism, most, if not all of my white students claim to know about the absence of their own racism. They are certain that they are not racist. They are, in short, at peace with who they are. Yet I would argue that they are at peace within the context of actually perpetuating white racism. What if, at the end of the day, they continue to be white racists, despite all of their good intentions and honorable actions? In short, what if to be white in America is to be racist? As the so-called good whites, they believe that they are already positioned beyond the muck and mire of contemporary forms of white racism, white privilege, white power, white complicity. Indeed, there are many of my white students who give the impression that they were born from the head of a god, like Athena from the head of Zeus, fully mature and unscathed by the reality of white racism. So the challenge. I challenge the same white students to keep a journal of examples of white racism that they encounter at home, at school, or just within the context of everyday conversations. The idea was to get them to see beneath the mask of their whiteness. Many of them were pretty sure that their journals would be sparse, perhaps even empty. Toward the end of the semester, all of my white students were deeply shocked. In fact, by the end of the semester, they had to question their own sense of certainty about the absence or non-existence of their own white racism. Some came away deeply troubled by the awareness that white racism is front and center within their families, social groups, and within their dorms. And by the way, this is a method that Joe Fagan uses, a sociologist, sort of called backstage racism. I want to share 5 of those examples here. First white student, quote, "The first day back from spring break, we had a new student move in. When my other floor mates came and noticed this, one ran down the hallway, possibly inebriated, screaming, 'There's a nigger on the floor now, guys. Watch your stuff.'" End quote. My question is, if you're black, have you ever been looked upon suspiciously as if you were a thief, a criminal, as you were minding your own business? Second white student, quote, "One white guy told me his secret thoughts while he was boxing. He said that he always imagined his white girlfriend being banged by some really big black guy, and that this makes him so pissed off that he can go all out in boxing." End quote. My question is, if you're a black male, what is it about banging a white girl that puts white guys in a state of frenzy? Dare I say, does it have something to do with fear of the big black pig? Third white student, quote, "When I was on the elevator, I realized as a black man and woman walked into the elevator with me I was clutching my bag close to my body and moved it the shoulder away from them. I had no reason to clutch my bag other than the fact that they were black, end quote. My question is, if you're black, have you ever had this experience where white people clutch their bags when they see you approaching? Fourth white student, quote, I went to get my nails done with one of my friends, and while we were picking out our nail polish colors, I asked her what she thought of a dark purple. Jokingly, she said that dark of a nail polish would make my nails look like nigger nails, end quote. My question is, if for this white student there's something called nigger nails, then what about nigger teeth, or nigger breath, or nigger sweat, nigger hair, nigger feet, nigger food, nigger sex, nigger moms, nigger dads, nigger babies, nigger churches, nigger clothes, nigger love, nigger music, nigger lips, nigger talk, nigger walk, nigger jokes, no good niggers, nigger scent, nigger this, nigger that, nigger politicians, and dare I say, our former nigger president. Fifth and last white student, quote, one white girl was talking to me about why she couldn't date a black guy. And she mentioned the black hands. She said, when they turn over their hand, that is really gross. They look like gorilla hands, end quote. My question is, why are black people still depicted as monkeys in the 21st century? Perhaps North Korea's state news agency, KCNA, would know. It likened Obama to a, quote, wicked black monkey, end quote. Rabbi Abraham Joshua Heschel writes, quote, that the prophet is one who feels fiercely, end quote. We need white people who feel fiercely, that their whiteness is a problem. I would like to see white rage and what it looks like turned inward upon itself. Heschel also says, which is one of my favorite quotes, quote, the prophet's word is a scream in the night, end quote. I have not heard that scream in the night from white people. That scream that says, and I wish I could scream this out, but I can't. The scream that says, damn it, I am the problem. I am really the nigger. I am not the innocent one. I am a white problem. America doesn't have a black problem or people of color problem. America has a white problem, and that is my problem. Black theologian James Cone says, quote, love is a refusal to accept whiteness. To love is to make a decision against white supremacy, end quote. So where are those whites who are refusing to accept whiteness in the name of love? Clicking sounds. White filmmaker Amy Sands tells the story of how she and her sister would travel from Westchester County to New York City with their grandparents. She says that when they reached black neighborhoods, the windows of their grandparents' cars would close and the doors would lock, quote, until dark faces appear on the street, then the sleek electric windows slide up and suck closed, the automatic locks click down, the dark people are sealed out, we are sealed in, end quote. The clicking sounds are always already accompanied by white nervous gestures, eyes that want to look but are hesitant to do so. The clicking ensures their safety, effectively re-signifying their white bodies as in need of protection vis-a-vis the sight of danger, doom, death, and blackness. In fact, the clicks begin to return me to myself as this dangerous beast, a phantom rendering my body the site of my protomy and volatility. The clicks attempt to seal my identity as a dark savage. The clicking sounds mark me. They inscribe me, rematerializing my presence, as it were, in ways that I know to be untrue, in ways that are not me. Unable to stop the clicking, unable to stop white women from tightening the hold of their purses as I walk by, unable to stop white women from crossing to the other side of the street once they have seen me walking in their direction, unable to stop white men from looking several times over their shoulders as I walk behind them minding my own business, unable to establish a form of recognition that creates a space of trust or liminality. There are times when I want to become their fantasy, to become their specter, their problem. In the case of the clicks, I want to pull open the car door and I want to shout, surprise! You've just been carjacked by a ghost, a fantasy of your own creation. Now get the hell out of the car. But of course, this act of agency, this act of protest, would simply reinforce my black body as the site of fear. But what if the clicking sounds could speak? What would they communicate to me? What would they say? And here I'm just meaning clicking sounds, the car door. Click nigger, click nigger, click nigger, click click nigger nigger. The clicking sounds would begin to fragment my existence, cut away at my integrity, depicting me in the form of an essence. Click thug, click criminal, click thief, click danger, click hypersexual, click predator, click violent, click wild, click primitive, click angry, click savage, click rapist, click evil, click demon, click Hulk Hogan. I am on the receiving side of the clicks, and yet those whites in their cars, through the sheer act of locking their car doors, perform their white identities as in need of safety, as in need of protection. The clicks signify multiple layers of their white identity. Click white, click white white, click pure, click innocent, click innocent, click good, click law-abiding, click vulnerable, click decent, click threatened, click prey, click better than, click epistemically credible, click civilized, click person as such, click human as human, or human qua human. Yet I want to ask the question, how does it feel to be a white problem? Rethinking the term nigger through the process of reversal, Black literary figure James Baldwin asks, quote, "But if I am not the nigger, and if it's true that your invention reveals you, then who is the nigger?" End quote. Baldwin goes on to say, quote, "I give you your problem back. You're the nigger, baby. It isn't me." As long as whites see themselves as normative, or even as cited as normative, or interpolated as normative, I am deemed different qua nigger. And that discourse about my personhood will function as a cover, a farce, a mere empty gesture. Baldwin's point forces us to ask the question, will a real nigger please stand up? And if one stands, then how does one sustain the weight of that truth? How does one tarry with that truth? Not only are the bodies that initiate the clicks performing their white identities through the clicks, but the clicks themselves install white identities, interpolate or hail white identities, and solidify white identities. The clicks are not isolated, pure auditory data, but markers of social meaning, signifiers of regulated space, forms of disciplining bodies, and part of a racial and racist web of significance that bespeaks the sedimentation of racist history and racist iteration. Du Bois argues that for those blacks who have given thought to the situation of black people in America, they will often ask themselves, what, after all, am I? Through an uneventful, mundane act of white index fingers locking their car doors, click, click, the color line is drawn. After so many clicks on so many occasions, I am installed as a stranger, as it were, to myself. And I'm thinking about women here who might think about their own bodies as strange, where the meaning of their bodies are confiscated vis-a-vis male patriarchy and the male gaze. So this is what's happening to me, right? This interesting yet powerful phenomenological experience of having my body outside of my control. And hence the question, what after all am I? Through that uneventful act, the color line is drawn. After so many clicks on so many occasions, I'm installed as a stranger, as it were, to myself, forming a peculiar question. Where is my body? Where is it actually located? The question itself makes sense once the body is theorized, not as a brute race extensa, for those who know Descartes, but as a site of confluent norms, as that whose meaning is a function of a complex interpretive and perceptual framing. I am not a criminal, a problem, waiting to attack white people. Hence their sense of safety is a fabrication. They have created a false dichotomy, and outside the blacks as opposed to the inside the whites. But what if that inside, that feeling of safety, that fabricated space, is a construction that is parasitic upon the false construction of the black body as dangerous? If so, then their sense of themselves as safe is purchased at the expense of the very possibility for a greater, more robust sense of human community, or mitzayim. They have cut themselves off from the possibility of fellowship, of expanding their identities, of reaping the rewards of being touched by the black other, and thereby shaking the apparent boundaries of their white selves. To live a life predicated upon a lie often requires more lies to cover it over. Black bodies then function to conceal the truth that so many whites lead lives that are constructed around a profound deception. Namely, white people need protecting from black people. The need for this lie bespeaks a white self that is on the very precipice of ontological evisceration. And of course I'm asking here, what is the nature of whiteness? What is at the core of whiteness? What is it? Is it empty? Is it, as David Roedinger says, is it simply the side of that which is false and oppressive And is it only that? And is whiteness anything other than saying, I am not that? Race is lived. My work theorizes and understands black embodiment within the context of white everyday power or hegemony. Within this context, the power of the white gaze, which is a structured way of seeing, is always already mediated by certain norms and values. It interpolated the black body as that which is epistemologically and ontologically given. This is a situation that involves the collapse of ontology and epistemology into each other without much slippage. What it, the black body, is, and how it is known, is constructed through gazes, bodily gestures, visual images, various representations, and discursive practices that have overdetermined its being and constructed it as a denigrated thing. The use of thing here is more than a tropological reference. For example, and here I'm thinking to remove the masks from white philosophers, I want you to think of philosopher Hegel. And just, who's heard of Hegel here? I should have taken lay of the land, by the way. Who are the students, just by a quick show of your hands? Students? And there are no grad students here, right? Only undergrads? Oh, okay. And faculty? Okay, and neither students nor faculty? Okay, excellent. Good. So there's some terms that philosophers use. Jot them down and grab me at the end, right? Don't let me bullshit you about this stuff. Okay, so think here about the philosopher Hegel, who thought that black people did not possess what he said was Geist, or spirit. Hegel says, quote, nothing consonant with humanity is to be found in his, the black's, or the Negro's character, end quote. For Hegel, the Negro is an animal person, sensuous and without subjectivity, self-consciousness, and the capacity of representation. This is why the Negro, or the black, is unable to represent in an abstract sense that human flesh is a body that is capable of psychological associations and not simply an object of the senses or something to be eaten. Or think of philosopher Immanuel Kant, who held that to be black from head to toe is clear proof that what a black person says is stupid. Now, it's a long story, but it's about Kant talking to a guy named Father Labat. Father Labat tells Kant a story about this black carpenter who said that you guys allow your women, you give advice to your women, and then the women just exaggerate whatever it is the advice that you give them. And Kant, and Father Labat's pretty much saying it's a fairly sexist thing to say, but when Kant finds out that it was a black person who said it, Kant says it must have been stupid, although he thought it was very interesting. So if Kant was in the audience, and you had a screen covering me over, and I said something that was brilliant, Kant might say, oh my God, that's brilliant, right? You remove the screen, Kant would say, oops, sorry. He's black from head to toe. Clearly what he said was stupid. So you can see where that would go. Keep in mind that this is the same Immanuel Kant who believed that all black people were born white as babies, with the exception of a little black ring around our navels, and our genitalia were black. And this is the same Immanuel Kant who never left Königsberg, so who knows where he got that information. In short, the black body has endured a process of both inscription and description, both terms intimately linked. Also, Thomas Jefferson, let's say something quickly about him. Thomas Jefferson has this weird notion that somehow the orangutan prefers to have sex with black women than its own species. Right? He says this in his notes from Virginia, that there's a preference, and you kind of want to ask yourself, how did he discover that? Right? Black woman, female orangutan.